Home sales across Canada just saw their biggest drop since 2022, and prices are finally starting to slip. From Ontario to BC, active listings are rising, benchmark prices are falling, and affordability is improving, but really slowly. Buyers are hesitant, sellers are adjusting, and there's growing tension in the market. Today, we're breaking down the latest data to help you understand what's really happening with prices, inventory, and market balance, and what it means if you're thinking of buying or selling this spring. Real quick, if we haven't met, my name is Richard. I'm a real estate agent who's passionate about helping you stay informed about what's actually happening in the housing market. So naturally, this channel is all about Canadian real estate. And if you like that and you want to stay up to date, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. So it appears that national sales plunged, but what's going on? In February, seasonal adjusted home sales dropped 9.8% nationally, the biggest one-month decline since May of 2022. In Ontario, sales fell a staggering 20.2%, and BC dropped 11.3%. Even Alberta, which has remained consistently active, fell down 6.1%. Now, what I will say is the weather definitely played a role here, which isn't always factored in, as February saw some pretty significant snowstorms in many parts of the country, especially in Ontario, and that likely impacted the numbers. But even beyond the weather, looks like a broader shift is happening. With interest rates still elevated and the news of potential tariffs just keep circulating, buyers are clearly taking a wait and see approach. And we shouldn't be shocked to hear this because, like anything in life, when uncertainty is at an all-time high, people tend to hold off and wait until it becomes more predictable. So when people aren't sure where the market's headed, they tend to freeze. And that's exactly what the beginning of 2025 is shaping up to be. New listings fell 12.7% in February, which might sound like a tightening of the market, but it follows a huge 15% surge in January, so the net effect is that supply is still trending upwards. Active listings rose 1.6%, pushing the months of inventory to 4.7 nationally, the highest since 2019, and that's a key signal of shifting market balance. In BC, the MOI, or months of inventory, is now 7. That's the highest reading since 2014, excluding the unusual COVID surge that happened in 2020. Historically, anything above 6 months of inventory is considered a buyer's market, so to see BC hitting that level while Ontario and Alberta is rising too, tell us that demand is softening across the board and not just in one province. If you're a seller, it means pricing strategy and presentation matters a lot more right now. Next thing to cover is that home prices are falling. Average resale prices dropped 4.6% month over month, which is the largest monthly decline since April of 2022. The benchmark price, which adjusts for product mix, fell 0.8%, the first notable drop since late 2023. Southern Ontario continues to show the steepest drops, but what caught my eye is that Calgary, which is a market that has been steadily rising for years, just posted its first monthly decline since 2022. And here's what's really interesting is that these price declines aren't just happening in one segment. It's detached homes, it's townhomes, and in some regions, it's condos as well. In Toronto, entry-level condos are starting to see downward pressure. And in Vancouver, some of the high-end detached homes are sitting now longer than ever. That kind of broad-based softness suggests that the market is feeling pressure across multiple buyer segments, and it's not just first-time home buyers. Next thing to talk about is that the affordability appears to be improving. The Bank of Canada's Affordability Index showed a modest improvement in Q4. A big part of that is wage growth, running near 25-year highs. Then when you look at what province is the most affordable, well, Alberta and Quebec remain the most affordable by a long shot. And that's really why sales activity is more stable there. Because in fact, Quebec only saw a 2.6 drop in sales compared to Ontario's 20% decline. Now we've gone over a lot of data, so as promised, what does this all mean for you? For buyers, this could be a more favorable window, especially with prices softening and inventory building in some regions. Rate cuts are still a possibility later this year, but keep in mind that lower rates often bring renewed competition. It's a good time to stay prepared and informed rather than rushing in or just sitting completely off the sidelines. For homeowners or sellers thinking about listing, whether you're already on the market or still deciding if now is the right time, one thing is clear. We're in a price-sensitive environment. Overpricing even slightly can lead to extended days on market and missed opportunities, especially in areas with growing inventory like parts of BC or the GTA. While timing the market is next to impossible, what's in your control is how well you prepare. Pricing strategically, presenting your home thoughtfully, and understanding competition in your neighborhood can make all the difference in these types of markets. For investors, rental trends are becoming more uneven. In some markets, especially those with a surge of purpose-built rentals, rent growth has stalled or even declined. But in places like Alberta or parts of Quebec, affordability and steady demand may still offer reasonable cash flow opportunities. And as always, location and product type matter. So whether you're buying, selling, or just watching from the sidelines, the key right now is staying informed and grounded. The market is shifting, but it doesn't mean it's crashing. In many ways, we are moving into a more balanced environment, and that can be a good thing for those who are ready. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on next month's report. And if you want to see how rising mortgage payments and renewals are shaping buyers' budgets across Canada, I'll link that video right here. And while you watch that, I'm going to go fly some drones.